This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. We may be a comic duo, but we take mental health very serious. BetterHelp is the world's largest therapy service and is completely online. BetterHelp is a network with over 30,000 licensed and experienced therapists who can help you with a wide range of issues. To get started, answer a few questions, and BetterHelp can match you with the right therapist from their network.
You can message your therapist at any time and schedule live sessions when it's convenient for you. If your therapist isn't the right fit for any reason, you can switch to a new therapist at no additional charge. With BetterHelp, you get the same professionalism and quality you expect from in-office therapy, but with a therapist who is custom-picked for you, more scheduling flexibility, and at a more affordable price. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/amp. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/amp.
The nice list. Appreciating nice people, even when you've been hurt before. Welcome back to Anxiety Makes Me Poop. Hey, everyone. Super quick chat today talking about something that can be really tough, but very important. Appreciating the nice people in your life, even when you've been hurt before. I know this is something many of us struggle with, especially after dealing with betrayal or difficult relationships, or I just can't find anyone to relate, or I have no friends, or I have no family. Super quick story. A few years ago, a little more than a few years ago, I was in a place where I felt like I couldn't trust anyone, had some really bad relationships. I'd been burned. I had my wall high up to the sky. And a couple friends came into my life who showed me what kindness and consistency look like. And this was in my late 30s, 40s. So if you're younger, you still have time. It took a lot of time, but eventually I learned to appreciate their goodness without letting my past experiences cloud the relationship. Now, it hasn't always been easy. There has been the text messages to them saying, "Are you mad at me?" You know, if you have anxiety, you get it. Sometimes I disassociate too, because I just think bad thoughts and I assume bad things, and I take a day off and go, okay, knock it off. These people have been in your life for years. They are very good people. They're consistent. They love you. Let's do this. Let's keep this relationship strong. It's a give and take. We all know that. But sometimes when you're hurt, it's hard to give when past relationships have hurt you or burned you, or you just, maybe you even feel like you just don't have the energy to start a new relationship. Don't give up. We're going to talk about how it's hard, but how we can learn to value the nice people around us. There might be nice people around you and you just don't know it because you have that wall up. Why is it hard to trust again? So whatever you have been through, you're probably listening because something terrible has happened and you thought, let's just see what other people say. Start by talking about why it's so hard to trust again after being hurt. Think about it. Tell yourself, why is this so hard to trust again? Because you were hurt. When someone breaks our trust, it's not just about the betrayal itself. It's about what it does to sense our safety. Suddenly we're questioning everyone's intentions, wondering if we'll be hurt again. So again, for me, that led to be putting up walls. I convinced myself that I didn't need anybody. I didn't want to let anybody in. And then I couldn't get hurt if I didn't have anybody around me. But it's kind of lonely. It's kind of lonely. You want to call someone, text someone when something great happens to you in life, and maybe you just don't know who to reach out to. And maybe you felt this way too. It's just a natural defense mechanism, but it could also keep us from experiencing the good people out there. Believe me, there are good people out there. Have you ever assumed the worst about someone because of what someone else did to you? If you're nodding your head right now, you're not alone. Let's identify and value the good ones. How to spot the good ones. Nice people aren't perfect, but they have certain qualities that make them stand out. Number one, they're consistent. They're empathetic. Number two. Number three, they respect your boundaries. If you say, hey, don't feel like going out tonight, I'm going to rest, they say, cool, maybe we can try for next weekend. They respect your boundaries and your quiet time. They're empathetic. Can I help you with something? Why are you down? They ask the questions. They're consistent. If they tell you they're going out with you on a Friday night and they follow through, consistency. If they follow through every Friday afternoon, it's consistency. That's a good friend. If they follow through on a good morning every morning, that's consistency. They want to be your friend. So maybe let that guard down, maybe let that wall down just a tad and see what happens. And eventually maybe the whole wall comes down with that one person that's consistent, that's empathetic, that respects your boundaries. Someone that doesn't use you. They're not your friend because they need you. You know, maybe you have something that they want, so they're using you. No. They would never even bring it up. They would let you talk about it, and they'd be so happy for you, and they would support you. They wouldn't want anything from you. I have a friend who always shows up when they say they will, and it means the absolute world to me. I don't need grand gestures. Everyone around me knows that. But actually just showing up when they say they will is a grand gesture to me. Do you have someone like that? Do you have someone that shows up? Maybe they just call at the right moments. Maybe they just show up at the right times. Maybe you say, man, I'm just having such a rough day at work. I could really use a coffee. And all of a sudden you turn around and there they are holding a coffee. I've had that happen. And I'm still friends with that person. You can also do that to others too. If you are listening to this because you want to be friends with someone, here's some ideas. Be empathetic. Allow them to share with you how they're feeling or what happened in their past. Bring them coffee, bring them tea, bring them a hot chocolate, whatever it is. Recognizing good intentions takes practice. Look for actions that match words. Notice if someone's being kind without expecting anything in return. Don't underestimate the power of giving people the benefit of the doubt. It doesn't mean being naive. It just means staying open to this opportunity. Could this person be my friend? Could this be a relationship? Don't be afraid of looking at red flags, though, and walking away. If your wall comes down a little bit and all of a sudden you're like, ooh, that's not what I'm looking for, nothing wrong with putting that wall back up and then moving on to the next person. I'm not saying everyone gets your opportunity, gets your chance. You choose that. Appreciating kindness isn't just about them. It's about you, too. When you let yourself see the good in others, it can be incredibly healing. It can show you that not all people are bad. Maybe you just had a string of bad luck. And you could say, yeah, string of bad luck, it's been 50 years. That's okay. That's okay. Keep yourself open. That next person might be your friendship for life, your friend for life, a relationship for life. You don't know. Keep open if you can. Just a couple quick strategies for rebuilding trust and connection. How do we rebuild trust? Let's just break it down in 4 or 5 ideas. Start small. Don't dive into deep trust right away. Let people earn it over time. It's okay to take baby steps. My husband and I always talk about this. As soon as he meets someone, he gives them 100%. And then if something happens, they work their percentages down. I'm the opposite. I give someone 0 and have them work their way up. I also expect the same from others, though. If I want to be in a relationship or want to be friends with someone, I expect that they're giving me 0 and I have to prove it to them. So I think that's why I have my thinking. So you may have your thinking. You may trust someone 100% and then you go, nope, red flag, I'm out. Or you may give 0 and say, okay, earn it. Depending on how you work your relationships as well, I feel is a reflection of how you expect it from others. That's just in my experience. So start small, baby steps. Number 2, practice gratitude. When someone does something kind, acknowledge it, compliment it, say thank you. Let them know it mattered to you, grand gesture or not, small gesture. Let them know it matters to you. You know what? When you called me the other day, when I texted you and said I was sad about whatever it was, I really appreciated that. Thank you so much. Or when you texted me because we hadn't talked in a couple of days and you knew I was busy and you said, hey, how's it going? I'm here if you need me. I really appreciate that. Practice gratitude. Be thankful. Communicate it. If you're feeling hesitant, share it. You don't have to go into every detail of your past because, we don't even want to visit the past. We're learning from the past, but, we really don't want to visit it because we're on to the next. It's the present. So being honest about your feelings can go a long way, but you don't have to get into grave detail. You don't have to. Just communicate how you're feeling with someone. And guess what? If they're a good friend, if they're 100% into the relationship or into the friendship, they will listen and say, thank you for communicating that. Thank you for sharing that with me. How can we work on that? I still want to be your friend. I'm still here. What do you need from me? And that can go both ways, right? Focus on actions. Words are nice, but actions speak louder. I feel like we all know that. We learned that when we were younger. Pay attention to what people do, not just what they say. Here's a mindset shift to consider. Not everyone will hurt you. Not everyone. Yes, some people might, but that doesn't mean everyone will. So by opening yourself up to kindness, you're giving yourself a chance to experience positive relationships. So super quick. Like I said, this was a quick one. Let's just recap what we talked about. It's hard to trust after being hurt. I feel like we all know that, and we all get it. Identifying and appreciating the good people in your life can make a huge difference. Sometimes you just have to sit back and look back and say, yep, that was a nice gesture. Yep, that person is nice. Maybe I should reach out to that person and see if they want to go to lunch. Or maybe, you might not know it at the time, but they may have needed you that day that you called and said, hey, you want to go to lunch? Let's go chat. You never know. And then you have two people in a friendship or a relationship that are thankful and feeling lucky that they found each other. So just a reminder on this as well. If you're feeling down, if you're feeling lonely, if you cannot get out of your past, if you don't want to bring your negative thoughts to a new relationship, try to heal yourself first. Get with a professional, get with a life coach. See if you can't get some help to let go of the past so that you can move on and appreciate those that are good and positive and are put in your life for a reason. Not everyone will hurt you. Yeah, some people might, okay? There's jerks out there. That doesn't mean that everyone will. By opening yourself up to kindness, you're giving yourself a chance to experience positive relationships. It's hard to trust after being hurt. If you're listening, we all get that. I have a feeling we all get that. But identifying and appreciating the good people in your life can make a huge, huge difference. Start small, practice gratitude, focus on consistent kindness. Most importantly, I want you to remember this. You deserve healthy, positive relationships. You deserve them because you are a good person as well. You deserve healthy, positive relationships. The nice people in your life aren't just a lucky break. They're proof that good connections are out there. Don't let past hurts keep you from enjoying them. You are a good person. You deserve good people around you. Try to let go of that past. You've learned from it. And move on to the next. Take care of you. Take care of each other. We'll talk to you next time. you.